So I guess there's a two-parter for that, right? Because Jeff had started off saying he's just as good as Allen Iverson. Chris Paul is just as good as Allen Iverson. And then goes on to say that Chris Paul has a just as good or a better career than Allen Iverson. Now, when you first hear this, you react how Behan just reacted to it, where he's like, fuck no. Fuck Allen Iverson, Chris Paul. Of course, that's not even close, right? But when you say one has a better career than the other one, that doesn't necessarily mean one is a better player, right? So let's just take a look at it really quickly then, right? Allen Iverson played 914 games. I think he played, 12 plus 3 is 15 plus 2 is 17 years in the NBA. Is that right? 96, 97. So more like fucking 14 years, because he probably didn't even play full seasons. But yeah, so he's played 914 games, right? Averaged 26.7 points per game, 3.7 rebounds, 6.2 assists on 42.5% shooting, 31.3 from the field, 78% from the free throw line. He is a Hall of Famer, an 11-time All-Star, a 4-time scoring champ, 3-time steals champ, 7-time All-NBA, 96-97 All-Rookie, 1996-97 Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star Game MVP, 2000-2001 MVP, and a part of the NBA 75th anniversary team. Now, if we look at Chris Paul's numbers, for his career, 17.5, 4.5 rebounds, 9.4 assists, 47.1 field goal, 36.9 from 3, 87% from the line. Now, he is a 12-time All-Star, 5-time assist champ, 6-time steals champ, 11-time All-NBA, 2005-2006 All-Rookie, 2005-2006 Rookie of the Year, 9-time All-Defensive, 2012-2013 All-Star Game MVP, and the 75th anniversary, part of the NBA 75th anniversary team. Obviously, we're talking about two of the greatest players ever. And Jeff Teague might have a case, because although, 26.7 is nothing to it's fucking amazing, right? 26.7 is incredible. But when you look at totals, right? Obviously, Chris Paul has played, 300 plus more games, right? Which is almost like 4 seasons worth extra. So the point totals isn't, it's not so far off. 22,200, 24,300. You look at the assists, and he doubles Chris Paul. Chris Paul doubles Allen Iverson's assist totals. And the steals, 1983 to Chris Paul's 2614. Now, in terms of a career, let me see. In terms of a career, yes, I think you can say Chris Paul has had a more successful career, right? because if you really look at it, 11-time All NBA to 7, 3-time steals champ to 6, never an all defensive player. Chris Paul is a 9-time all defensive team. Obviously, the difference is now you're just comparing a 5-time assist champion versus a 4-time scoring champ. Now, which do you value more? And also, obviously, Allen Iverson has one MVP award and Chris Paul does not have one. Another part in this is when Allen Iverson went to the NBA Finals, he was the main guy on the team. I know people care about this stuff. He was the main guy on the team, as opposed to when they got there with the Phoenix Suns, Devin Booker was clearly the main guy on the team. Chris Paul has had a better career. He's been consistent for much longer. Allen Iverson has this unique play style where you need to run everything through him. Although he did get his points still with the Carmelo Anthony in Denver. If I were to pick a player, I would pick Allen Iverson. I think if they went one-on-one, Allen Iverson would destroy him. If they went at each other, I just think Allen Iverson was just more impactful as a player. A better scorer, a lot more elusive off the dribble. They both didn't really shoot the three very well. I know Allen Iverson gets a lot. I mean, I know Chris Paul has gotten a lot of credit over time for being a mid-range scorer, but Allen Iverson was every bit as good, if not better than him, in my opinion. And just for me, scoring the ball is more important than getting an assist so someone else can score the ball. That's just me personally. So I value the ability to score over the ability to pass. So player to player, Allen Iverson to me is a better player. But in terms of a full career, with all of the accolades, the all defensive teams and all and whatnot, I think you would give that nod to Chris Paul. So no, Jeff Teague wasn't capping and just talking a bunch of shit. Although when you first hear it, it's kind of one of those where you're like, oh shit, what the fuck? It's like one of those. It just kind of catches you off guard, and then when you actually look at it and really look through everything, even like the MVP award, the All-Star Game MVP, I was of the belief that, you know, Chris Paul wouldn't even have one. Like, not that I remember him getting one, but he has one All-Star Game MVP. So Iverson doesn't even have a leg up on him in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? I do think that, like, the regular season MVP award shows, in my opinion, that in just a toe-to-toe, right? Not necessarily like team accomplishments included. Because some of that, like, assists, like, you're facilitating. Guys got to make shots. Defensive, I think that a part of that is a part of the team defense, right? You could probably argue, being the steals champ, that Allen Iverson could have potentially been on a all-defensive team one of those years. But just toe-to-toe, the scoring champ, you take Allen Iverson, the player. But in terms of a career, I think Chris Paul has a slight edge on him.